Dan Does Footy production, a program created by two unique individuals with no credibility, talent, or critical thinking skills. They're here to call it as they see it. They're going to exchange ideas, thoughts, and even their energy. They're not always going to get it right, and most times you're not going to agree with them. But that's okay, because just like you, they care. Embrace the chaos, and let's do footy together.
Oh, welcome back. Here we sort of go. We're getting half of an opening round, a slightly opening round. Cyclone Alfred gets the first win of the season, defeating the AFL by 130k wins, 600 mils of rain. Not the way we thought it was going to go down at all. Really, I mean, firstly, to everyone in Brisbane who are in the firing line of Alfred or, going to get some sort of rain, winds, we are thinking of you. Mm-hmm. Let's put football just right now to the side and say, listen, hope that you're safe. Hopefully your home's protected. Hopefully you're sandbagging. Hopefully wherever you need to be, you are right now. We are thinking of you. So we got you, Brisbane. We know you get Alfred. You'll defeat Alfred, Brisbane people. But opening round, not even opening round anymore. Flattening.
Well, we've already done, this is what, our 6th episode. Season hasn't started yet.
No.
And it just feels like it won't at this stage.
We might not get a season opener.
Like, do we just call the season off? Like, do we have a year off, do you think? Because everyone's injured.
Everyone's
There's
injured.
Cyclones.
We've got Alfred running wild up there, just winning games left, right and centre.
It's a bit sort of like, what's the point at this rate?
I know. I mean, we were all so excited for opening round to get footy back, and we can't help it. Cyclone Alfred's here, but it's kind of like, we're only getting 2 games of football now. It's like an extension of the preseason.
It is really.
In pouring rain.
Well, let's be honest. I mean, most people are only probably watching 2 games max of preseason a weekend.
Yep.
Like, I reckon you'd have to be honest with yourselves. Like, everyone would watch their team, and then maybe another game.
Yeah.
So it is just like pre-season.
It is. Well, the news broke. Obviously, Brisbane, Geelong wouldn't kick us off on Thursday night. Up at the Gabba, unfurling of the flag for Brisbane.
Yep.
Joe Danaher's in Byron celebrating somewhere. We thought, you know what? Let's have a party up in Brizzy. He won a flag. You deserve it. Drink some Stone and Woods.
Big time.
Get the party started. You got Geelong coming up. You guys are good at the Gabba. You never really lose there. You're going to kick things off in style. Nah, cancelled. Done. So Brisbane, I mean, this has been going on all week. They knew Alfred was coming. He was going out to the ocean, and then it just did a hook turn. Like being in the Melbourne CBD here. Just did a hook turn right back into Brisbane. And Brisbane, the Lions told the league on Monday, said, hey, we don't want any part of this. Like, we are telling you right now, this cannot happen. We've got players who aren't even coming to train. They're sandbagging their houses. We've got players sandbagging each other.
Yeah.
You know, like you think that's the
think
first
about that.
thing on their minds is playing a game of football? Nah. Even Geelong said, hey, we don't feel super comfortable getting on a plane and flying into a cyclone. Like, that's not ideal for us.
It's funny, when you brought that up on Monday, that was maybe the first time I thought about it. Like, for both Essendon and Geelong. It's like, oh, no.
No, absolutely
I don't want to be anywhere near that.
Hey, I don't want to strap myself into a bit of metal and just fly into a cyclone.
Yeah, I was so focused on people in Brisbane. But yeah, no. I'm not getting a plane.
Flying through the eye of the storm. The eye of Alfred. No, thank you. At all. And the league said, well, hold on, guys. We hear your request, but let's just be super sure that it's not just, a gentle breeze to one end, a 3-goal breeze. Let's just be super sure that Alfred definitely is going to come and knock the Gabba over. And I said, oh, geez, come on. Just cancel it. Did everyone just cancel it? Alfred didn't like it at all.
No.
Turned up the volume.
One thing we've learnt with Alfred, you don't want to play
You don't fuck with Alfred. No. You don't mess with Alfred. So game cancelled yesterday at lunchtime. Brisbane players, as we said, are just now training's off. Go protect your homes. Go look after each other. Go help each other. Let's get through this together. So they think it'll go through Thursday, Friday, which also means that Suns Essendon down the Gold Coast scrapped.
So this is interesting. So this is Saturday's game.
It's a Saturday's game.
Not necessarily in the firing line. Like, Gold Coast is how far away? It's
45 to an hour, depending on traffic. If you saw what Macca's now 10, 15.
Sure. Stop for one of those pies. There's a really good pie shop on the highway. Like one of the best in Australia, I think. Yeah.
Pretty sure. They all are. Every pie shop's the best in Australia.
That's true. That is true. No, good point. I think we went to the best one on
the way to Adelaide. Adelaide gathered around last year.
Where did we stop? It was somewhere. Beaufort.
Best pie shop in Australia in Beaufort.
Yeah. So you tell me. So I'm surprised about this. So does this mean that the cyclone has moved trajectory again?
I think Alfred just has a long and wide wingspan. They're going to get some rain, obviously a lot of rain.
Yeah, rain's one thing, but like if you're copping the eye of a cyclone, that's terrible.
It's bad.
But then Gold Coast on a Saturday, I was kind of a bit surprised.
Must be a lot of rain. They are saying still
Yeah.
that 200 to 400 millimeters, which
Yeah.
is like a lot. I don't think we really are understanding how much rain that is. That's just a lot.
Oh, that's up to my hip.
Just for an oval to hold. Like people's first choice Metricon Stadium is a good oval. It drains really well, but it's next to a river. It's built on a river essentially. Like I don't think any ground could hold that.
Could you imagine trying to pick that ball up? You already know it's a bar of soap up there.
We see Essendon training yesterday.
Very good.
That's Essendon. So Cyclone Alfred is clearly just like a 1 in 35 year cyclone.
Yep.
So much rain, so much wind. Essendon, whoever the forward coach is for Essendon, had a Gatorade drum like this, a bucket, and was dipping footies in there, throwing it up to himself and slapping it down to the fellas while they snap goals. I was like, I think that's a bit different to a 1 in 35 year cyclone. Like, I get what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
A little bit different.
Yeah. Does the hangar have a pool? You would have thought so. Like,
it's honestly,
get in there.
To train for this game, you'd want all the Melbourne teams who are flying up there to just get a footy in the pool and play water football.
Well, you've seen
Water
someone
polo football.
at the Blues fully kitted up.
I
getting
have.
in the
The
pool.
story broke last year. Harry Mackay had his kicking works to make things easier or worse for him. He'd have a set shot, and for every set shot that he'd miss, he'd run back into the club rooms, have to jump in the pool, then come back out. Because that happens in a game.
Yeah,
it would happen in Cyclone games. It would for sure.
happen this weekend.
Yeah, so as we said, Essendon just weren't, again, a team who were not happy to fly into Alfred. I think even the tarmac, they said, listen, I don't think we can, pilots would be very skilled to land this aircraft. First of all, get it through an eye of a storm and then land it on a runway which has just a layer of soapy water on it.
Yep.
I don't know if anyone's got soap on it, but water.
I hope it doesn't
I
have
mean, if there's some sick people out there putting soapy water on the runway.
Shame on you.
Shame on you guys. So that is now done.
Because realistically, they'd need to be there now to get away with it. And I don't think either Geelong or Essendon are going to want to be spending the week in Queensland.
No. I don't think so. I mean, you wouldn't be. Not especially when you can't do anything.
No.
I mean, you can go to Wet and Wild. It wouldn't be a theme park. It'd be the whole Gold Coast and Brisbane area would be Wet and Wild.
Yeah.
It would be definitely Wet and Wild up there. So all public transport shut off, hence the AFL saying, okay, well, no one's going to come to the game or get to the game. And the great state of Queensland, as we said, we're thinking of you. Batten down the hatches.
Yeah.
It's getting... I saw some stuff come through on socials. Like, people are literally strapping their roofs down.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to be mayhem up there.
Did you go through a storm? I mean, you would have had a storm when you're up there, but like a particularly bad one?
Nah. I mean, the last cyclone I was involved in, it was called Cyclone Dan.
Sure.
I think it was in the nightclub area of Gold Coast. Went through Love Nightclub.
Yep.
Drank a couple of Smirnoff Double Blacks with raspberry in them, then bounced.
Yeah.
I think he spoke to a heap of chicks. Just spoke. And then bounced. This is the last cyclone
I don't
saw.
think you can count a cyclone if they're just talking, but I respect this.
Cyclone Dan was vicious.
Really?
Up there. Oh, yeah. Double Black Smirnoffs.
Yeah.
For those who know,
They know.
they were the ones.
I was in a fairly serious hurricane.
Okay, is this a joke about Cyclone Ollie or not?
No.
Okay, great.
No, I'm being serious. No, and I think you were being serious too. That wasn't a joke. What you
No,
just
that
said.
wasn't a joke for the women I was speaking to.
No.
Just speaking. What's your name? But you piss off, idiot. All
yeah.
right. Where's the next one to speak to?
Yeah, geez, they got talked to.
Yep.
When I moved to Bermuda, it was hurricane season. And when I got to the Airbnb that I had rented out for like 4 months, because it was the easiest thing during COVID because he couldn't find a rental, the guy supplied me with 2 generators, a case of beer, a bottle of rum.
So good luck.
And just like some sandwiches.
Bottle of rum?
Yeah. Yeah. And he's
You
like,
need this.
It's like, I don't know what to tell you, mate, but like it gets pretty gnarly.
Yeah,
And
it
because
would.
Bermuda's just like, it's a rock in the middle of the Atlantic. And so I wake up in the middle of the night, there's palm trees flying everywhere. It's pretty scary stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling for him.
They are scary. I mean, I've obviously lived up there and I've had some storms. They're not cyclones at all, but some bad storms roll through and the water just rises quickly on you.
Yeah.
And you are very much, not that we got stuck, but you feel like you are just, I'm glued to my house here.
Yep.
Do we have toilet paper? No.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going through it now. Can I go to the groceries? You go to the groceries and everything's just off the shelf. Jeez, okay.
It is a bit freaky because it's canal country, especially like the Gold
All
Coast
connected.
in particular, you know.
It's like the Venice of Australia.
Yeah, they say that.
They say that massively. All canals, all the bull sharks. Oh, imagine the bull sharks getting out of the canals now. We're going to have bull sharks going down the highway. That's scary. The sharks are coming out of the canals.
That's one thing we didn't think of.
I mean, that's a good thing they cancelled the games. The last thing you want is kick into the forward pocket and then, you go to put your hand in the water and absolute bull shark takes your arm off.
Yeah.
That's not what you want. So I think in all this, as we said, everyone in Brisbane, be safe. Maybe a message from the footy gods just saying round 0 has to go. We hate this round 0 concept. It doesn't look good now. I know they can't help the weather. I understand that, but we hated this round 0 concept before the weather came and Cyclone Alfred tore it apart, and it looks even worse now. We're having 2 games to kick the season off.
It's
On a
not
Friday
great.
and a Sunday. One's the SCG, pissing down rain. One's at that shithole stadium, pissing down rain. Not the best showcasing given NRL or in Vegas with the bright lights, all partying, having a good time, selling out beers in record like time, and we're just going, okay, we've got 2 games to kick things off.
And look, I'll stand on a limb here. I think both Friday and Sunday are probably the worst times for footy. Like, I actually don't love Friday. I'm right on Thursday now because it means the weekend starts a day earlier.
Yeah.
And Saturday's just by far the best because you've got all day and night. So it's a pretty underwhelming start to things.
It's horrible. Horrible.
It's pretty shit.
I mean, the AFL is going to lose a lot of money here thanks to Alfred. I think they're expecting, we heard, to lose $1.7 million. That's advertisers' money, that's sponsor money, ticketing, food and bev. So that's not great for them.
Well, think about, okay, so let's dissect it. So that's the AFL, but then you've got the clubs. So then you've got like both Geelong and Essendon that would have had accommodation flights booked well in advance.
Yep.
That's all out the window.
Yeah.
You're getting flight vouchers for those.
Got the fans
Fans.
going up there
Absolutely.
as well. So it's not great. I still think the whole opening round needs to be fully revamped. Hopefully that the AFL goes, okay, couldn't help the weather, get that, but maybe now we have to do something in case something like this happens, given we're holding games in tropical states where these things do happen pretty regularly.
Yeah.
So we've got 10 teams waiting in the wings, ready to play. And we're saying, you know what? Just wait a week. Just wait. It's 27 degrees and sunny in Melbourne. It's 25 degrees in Adelaide. It's 27 degrees in Perth. It's even 23 or 24 in Tassie. Got 10 teams just going, all right, we'll wait till next week.
Yeah. I tell you what, it really does shine a light on an opening round where if you only take away 2 games,
It's in all sorts.
it gets you in all
Yeah,
sorts.
it's not even opening round. It's
So
like
like-
slightly sort of opening round.
We've got the door. We do have the door open.
A jar round.
Yeah. It's a
We're playing a jar round.
It's
Door's
a
a
jar,
jar. Round's
yeah.
a jar, but it's not completely open.
Yeah.
Which means, I guess, we're going to run it back with the old Thursday night Richmond-Carlton game being the official now season opener
Welcome back.
of the season. Good to be back. Thursday
Yeah.
night football.
How do you
Great to
feel?
be back. It's great. Ready back in prime time. Kick the season off officially. So, I mean, everyone who's laughing, I mean, the biggest people are laughing are the NRL.
They're the
Going,
biggest
you
winner.
idiots.
Yeah.
Just go to Vegas like we did. Go to the worst case scenario in Vegas, get the party.
Yeah.
That's fine. Raining money here in the strip clubs.
It is just like, it is a bit embarrassing, isn't it? Because this was our move to try and win
look good.
over
Yeah.
the rugby states. And then now
Now
they're
it's
just
like,
states.
NRL's probably going, we knew this stuff happens all the time up here.
Yeah.
Like, you idiots. Why would you want to do this to yourself?
Yeah.
So say March, early March?
Yeah.
Idiots. So they've got Vegas. I think there was a story that came out that Andrew Dillon was open to if the teams are doing a showcase opening round overseas again.
I don't mind that.
So we did China. I think
Yeah.
we've done South Africa we spoke about.
Well, we haven't played in South Africa.
Yeah, we played a
have
game there. Yeah, we have.
For points?
No, preseason game.
Okay.
But just saying places we've been to already that we might be able to expand into those markets
Yeah.
and show what we've got.
We've played a few games in New Zealand.
We have. Yeah.
Definitely Shanghai.
So I'm just thinking, do we invade Vegas? Do we do around there as well?
Do we do it at the same time?
I mean,
Is it
that
like
would
a
be
joint
brutal.
effort? Is it like
It's
a...
just our grounds are so hard to cater for.
Yeah.
You're not finding footy grounds like, the NRL stadiums, NFL stadiums are easy just to compact and compress into an NRL field.
Well, it's just soccer grounds.
Yeah, you can't really do that.
No.
The AFL Oval, unless you're playing AFLX.
That's
The first round for opening round. Could be an idea.
It's just that's all I'm
But
saying.
we're going to go somewhere. We're going to work this thing out. All the fans are absolutely pissed at the AFL and Andrew Dillon.
Oh, shit, yeah.
They've
Everyone.
lost their shit. Just, the AFL goes, we're just going to hold our ground, just see what happens.
Literally no one
When
wins.
everyone's like, everyone's like, just cancel it. This is silly.
You're a fan of, doesn't matter who now. If you're Brisbane, you're like, oh, great. Well, because we're really excited about it. I'm feeling the flag. Sorry, got to wait for round 3.
Yeah.
If you're Geelong and Essendon, you go, oh, great. Well, that's my flights and accommodation. They're done. And
They're
then
great.
you and me,
Just watching
we're
it.
just sitting here going, well, when
Oh,
it,
God.
like,
Got to wait. I know. It's flattening, and we know they can't help it, but it's just like, opening round. Nothing good comes from opening round.
no, you've always said
Nothing good has come from it yet. So, Andrew Dillon in his press conference, when I think it was yesterday, when he was talking about why he's holding off, and he's like, the wind is the main problem. Yep. but we're used to playing in the rain. I was like, Andrew, I don't think you understand. The rain's going to be neck high. Like, we're probably not used to swimming in those conditions of playing football at the same time.
Rain is very...
So he's copping some hate across socials and radio. People are coming for him massively. And the league doesn't want to be seen as the bad guy here because they've got other stakeholders attached to it, broadcasters, sponsors. So letting the government, Queensland government, make the call. It's like, hey, you guys go first. And then we tried to do it. But you guys are saying no, so it's not our fault.
Yeah.
That's their insurance.
Smart.
There. I think actually the AFL, if the government does rule it out, saying it's not safe to play, then people who do have like fans who have spent money to get there and a comment all that, I think you do get insurance back on your money.
Okay.
So you get paid back.
That's good.
So I'm expecting people who are flying up, maybe flying up, you're listening to this right now, or you'll get money back.
A little bit or everything, do you think?
Well, I think you would definitely need like travel insurance. You know that option at the end of when you do flights?
Oh, that thing that I don't click?
Yeah, and you tick the box like, hey, spend another $14.95. I'm like, no, thank you. I'm going to risk my $800 flight.
What would that look like?
Yeah, no, thank you. My flight's definitely going ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So for those who didn't tick the box, just bad timing.
Sorry about
1 in
that.
35 you've picked.
Sorry.
It's not great at all. But we do have some feet on the ground. We're going to call him right now. We're going to call Journo Joey right now, who is on the Gold Coast, just going to give us a bit of a lay of the land there, what's happening up there, how he's feeling about it all.
Good afternoon, Joey Lopez speaking.
Journo Joey, how are you, my friend? It's all happening up there. We've just heard in the news right now. It's breaking around the league. AFL cancels 2 games. How are you? Paint a picture for us. What's going up there? Can you see Alfred?
Wait, you're not telling us the game got cancelled, did it?
It's done, mate.
Mate, what are they going to do with all the yellow signs around here? Q1's absolutely lit up, and even the beach is yellow and red.
What's happening? Can you see Alfred? Can you see Alfred?
Mate, it's windy as shit up here.
Is it? Are you okay? How are you feeling? What's the vibe of the town in the Gold Coast?
Mate, they're up and about now and the Suns are playing. I think they're going to be flat. Hey, did you guys know the Suns game's cancelled?
You do?
Yeah, no shit.
Sandbagging? How's your sandbagging going? You okay?
Yeah, I picked up heaps of sandbags. I've been stocking up on food. I posted in all the Facebook local community guidelines as well, just to let them know that they should be safe.
Yeah. What do you do now? No football. What are you going to be doing up there, mate? What do you do now? Have you been through a cyclone before? Like, what do you do up there when the cyclone hits?
I think, well, the last time the cyclone hit, I think I was negative years old, but what I will do is AFL Live 2025. I'll just do a couple of simulations to see what the results would have been, and then just I'll chuck disposal bets on there as well.
Yeah, fair enough. We were just talking about last time that you and I saw a cyclone was Cyclone Dan in Love Nightclub.
Cyclone, that was huge. Yeah, you were buying wet pussy shots left, right, and centre.
Yeah, such a legend. All right, well, hey, thank you for laying us down what's happening there. It's great that you're safe. You're sandbagging. Stay safe. We'll let you know if any more news breaks. I don't know if you've got signal up there or anything yet, what's happening, but stay safe, my friend.
Yeah, I'll be on the ground correspondent. Keep you posted.
All right, mate. We'll talk to you soon.
I love you. Have a good day.
Bye.
I love you.
Seems actually very calm.
Yeah.
Given
and outside.
outside, very much outside.
Well, I mean, that's the Gold Coast. I felt like it would have been in poor taste to reach to someone in Brisbane.
Yes.
But the Gold Coast is...
Gold Coast is fine. Gold Coast seems fine.
Okay.
So Alfred's just going to hit Brisbane first, and then we'll see what happens to the Goldie.
Yeah.
I mean, it might be one of those ones, the cyclone, where it just maybe you look at it on Saturday and go, the Gold Coast might have been able to play. Like, we don't know. But...
No, that's the thing. We've got no idea.
They're saying no, so it's all we know. We do know that, congrats to Sydney, Warner signed.
Oh,
2-year extension, the big one. That's what they wanted. They can all rest easy. Corey Warner will stay at the club. 2-year deal. Smart move here by Sydney. I think it's they know what they're doing here. They know you keep Corey, you keep it in the family. The next one's Chad. And Corey could probably forge Chad's signature.
That's true.
If push came to shove, so he knows that. But Corey Warner, I haven't seen him play a lot of football lately.
Just the 9 games.
Just the 9. Where's he playing? A wing, half forward, I feel. Getting that kind of vibe off him.
Yeah. This is just purely vibe.
Just vibe. I think I've seen him flash across the screen on a wing or a half forward. So
yeah. Well,
I think he's
It doesn't even have his position here.
But so smart by him, smart by the club as well, just to lock him away. Now I think the club did come out and say, "Sorry, did you say he's got no position?"
Well, it doesn't say it. Not what from
it
what
just
I'm looking
his
at.
position says brother.
Yeah.
Brother and family member.
Family. It just says family reasons.
Anchor.
Yeah.
Anchor to keep Chad there. Smart move by Sydney though. I think we all know what they're doing here.
Yeah.
You keep him, Very hard now for Chad to leave.
It is.
So, but they've done half the work. So hopefully that Chad, I mean, the last thing that I heard about Chad was that Sydney put forward a 2-year extension to him to take him to free agency. And he said, I'll think about it to the boys. So I don't know if that's positive or negative if you're a Sydney fan, but if you got, I think's better than no. 100%. So he's thinking about it for sure.
It's at the point.
But again, he is going to be a landlord for 2 years if he does have a think and says yes to it.
Got to think, but and he wants that.
Bought that big house, $4 million.
Yeah, you can't really Airbnb.
It's not an Airbnb job.
No.
So that's positive signs. He's thinking about it. It's going to be tough for him. I mean, it's just a horrible storyline to have over your head all year.
Oh yeah.
How can you play with that anxiety?
It's better to just you call it.
You better just come out and say, yeah, I'm just so done.
So maybe upon reflection, the Pickett stuff, it's like, oh well, maybe that is good.
Maybe it's the way to go.
It's like, well, these are my two options. Who knows what'll happen? But now everyone knows.
Maybe it is. In public, I won't see that. I was watching the Collingwood doco they released about Dan Houston's in it. It's on YouTube, and he was saying, yeah, I pretty much went to Ken midway through the year and said, I'm done here. I'm going to leave at the end of the season. And Ken was like, well, I respect that. We'll help you get there, but I just need you to lock in and help us try and win a flag this year. It was like, easy. I can help you do that. So maybe we're getting more transparent, which is good. I mean, Luke Jackson isn't doing that at all. I think Luke Jackson is playing two sides here.
Yeah.
He's telling Freo, he's like, mate, I love it here. Couldn't love this joint anymore. Then going to Melbourne, he's like, get me the fuck out of here ASAP.
I love that. Just go, I don't know.
To the phone, Justin.
I don't know what everyone's talking about. Yeah, it's the best.
Weird.
Here.
So that thing's getting more and more momentum.
Yeah.
Mitch Cleary copped an absolute mouthful from Freo fans. Even like, I think I saw Will Schofield and someone else have a massive fight on Twitter. A lot of journos fighting each other already.
There's something in the air.
You know it's footy season. We got journos fighting each other.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah. What? No,
Why not?
I tried watching Footy Classified for 5 minutes on Monday night, and God, that was an experience.
Why is that?
Bloody Sam McClure's here,
what's your problem?
I just can't do it.
It's not true, Dan.
I put that on, then put this show on. I was like, oh my God, what are we doing? This is just, no one's spoken about hogs yet.
We were just messaging going, we have discussed every single topic that they have, but I cannot relate to
At all. We don't wear suits either, so.
No.
Shout out to the suits and that media doing what they do best. Just
someone's got to do
very
it.
negative on those shows. I watched also a bit of 360 on the couch with Jared Waitley and Gary Lyon. Too negative.
Yeah.
Too many bad stories. Just be upbeat about everything. It's just football, everyone just relax a bit.
There's a bit of tension in the air.
A lot of tension. I mean, McClure came on strong. He was at people's... I was like, you need to calm down, my man. So
he was ready.
I know. He did break, though, that Ugelhagen can't play again for the Dogs unless he mends some relationships with some key figures at the Doggies. Now, has to fix a relationship with the Bont.
Yep.
Big one to fix. That's your captain.
Yep.
And he's got a fat calf at the moment, so he's not happy to have a chat.
No.
That's the last thing he wants to do.
Nah.
Got to fix a relationship with Bevo,
Yeah.
who's just always, I feel, angry unless he's like not at the club. Then maybe he switches off a bit. But
so two very difficult conversations.
Two very difficult ones. And one which came from kind of nowhere is Rory Lobb.
Sure.
Now, I think they live together.
Okay.
They're saying that, obviously we hear sources and news and stuff that we think has happened, but it's all very different. Something's happened between them that needs a fix between those two before he can come back into the Doggies team.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of work to do in 8 days. That's you're almost going at a relationship every 2 days to get back into the team. Just a fix.
I did find it very interesting on Monday night when they were talking about it on Footy Classified, and I think it's a really good point they make about, the Bont is he's just the most incredible bloke from what we can tell, right? Like as a leader, captain, player, all of it, and he's going out of his way to help Jamara.
And you shit in his face.
Yeah.
That's a guy that wants to help you as well.
Absolutely.
And I could imagine it would take a lot to piss Bont off.
Yeah, big time.
I could never let Bont down. As a player, if I was playing with Bont, I'd be in the twos and you know what? Normally I wouldn't chase 100 meters or I wouldn't dummy lead to not get used because it's a selfless thing. But for you, I'd run through a fucking wall, Bont, head first. Mm-hmm. Anything for you. Literally anything you want me to do, I'll do. If you pop your calf, I'll pop both mine.
Yeah.
I stand with Bont.
Solidarity.
What a man. What a captain. Can't win a Brownlow now. It's going to evade him.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, how old would he be next year?
41.
Yes.
No,
it'll be hard.
What would he be 30 something? He's had his 30th birthday yet? We should throw him a party. I think anyone turning 30 this year, we throw a party here
That's
in the
a
studio.
really nice idea.
Yeah, what's he? We'll send him a cake for sure. I'll send him 2 calves and a cake.
He's 29, turns 30 this year on the
Okay.
24th of November.
He might then get a Brownlow if he can. 31, yeah, I guess so. Yeah, maybe the Bont can win one.
Yeah, I hear you though.
Well, I think he just wants to win another flag. I don't think he gives a shit about the Brownlow really. And he needs Jamara to be up and about.
Exactly.
They're saying Jamara might not play for the Dogs again. He might be out of there. I think he's out of contract this year, next year.
Electric?
Electric, do you know? Nah, shaking his head.
No, it's too drunk.
He's just got a pulse in his hands
Yeah.
and a red bear. So he might not play again.
What does that do to his trade value? So he'll be out of...
I don't think he'll play for the Dogs again, is what they're saying,
Yeah.
which is big.
And if he's got 1 year on his deal, if that's the case...
Kicked 43 goals. It was something like one of the... It was like the list was Buddy, someone else, and then Hugo Hagen kicked 43 goals by the age of, 23 or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's he's on a path to go and be a stud.
In a stacked forward line
Yeah,
too,
but
that's
he's
still a lot of goals.
We don't know what he's doing behind closed doors that don't, guide him down that path.
No.
The Rory Lobb stuff's weird. I don't know what he's done, but they need
No.
to fix that. They need to adopt a Melbourne mentality at the moment. Everybody love everybody. Okay? Bring it in. That's the thing that'll bring everyone together. Just a bit of love.
Just a bit of love.
Big love
And maybe
session.
like logging out of TikTok for a bit.
He has thrown a lot of TikToks up.
Both of them.
Yeah, he did a basketball one, and then he threw something up like some kind of gang-related gun stuff, which I
Yeah.
saw, which I didn't really get, but
No.
shoot is shoot is what I heard.
That's just
That's
what
the
he
song. That's all I know. Someone else was just copping some strays. He is allowed to play, I think, but the media's going after him. Harley Reid, our boy, is copping some absolute...
said. Who's having a go at Ali?
Yeah, your boy. Don't talk about him, the name we won't speak about. And then a few others saying that this guy doesn't have a body for AFL rush just now. It's his second year. Saying that they pretty much should just cut through the bullshit. Just say that he's unfit. They didn't say that, but they were saying that.
He doesn't look unfit,
No,
does he?
looks like a footballer. These guys need to just relax and realize that some people are athletes who can run 2Ks and bench press and they look good and yeah, they probably take care of their bodies. And some people are just footballers. And when push comes to shove, I'll take a footballer over an athlete any day of the week.
Oh my God, I'm looking at a photo of him here. Come on.
He looks great.
He looks great. And also, I mean, you'd probably know more about this than I would. And I know that AFL is a completely different sport to the NFL. But say, for example, a quarterback, you're required to have a little bit more, I wouldn't say fat because I don't think that it would come under that category, but essentially a little bit more padding.
Yeah.
Like it's encouraged to have a
Bit of beefy.
slightly stockier build.
Some players need that on them.
Like absolutely.
Some players need that on them. We've seen great players in the history of our game be, we'll say a little bit of padding on them and not really care about being a fitness fanatic like your Nick Dacos is now or it would have been in the past, like Dane Swan.
Totally.
That guy's just a footballer. Let him be a footballer.
Yep.
Harley Reid is just a footballer.
Yeah.
Let him be a footballer. Don't worry about him
20-year-old
running 2Ks. When that ball bounces, not one person is going, hey, Harley, you've had a quiet half. I don't want to go back to December, but you did run a 7:15 2Ker.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're related at all, but this is maybe why you're not doing what we think you can do. Second year. He doesn't give a shit. Let him do his own thing. He doesn't like training. Who does like training?
Oh, not me.
Not this guy. Also, kicking off this weekend, we don't have the 4 games, we have the 2, but Channel 7 versus Fox Footy kicks off.
Yeah, not
big.
as-
Now, again, not big. I mean, Channel 7 lose their Thursday night, but then do get a win because Fox won't have a Saturday night game.
Yeah.
So that's a tick for them. And then Fox get, I guess, Friday and Sunday.
Yeah. So who wins that technically? I suppose Fox.
I guess
if they've
Fox
got both
do.
of them.
Fox do. But it's the start of, being able to decide who you're going to tune into broadcast-wise.
It's true.
7 or Fox. People are very much on the fence still.
Maybe that's the benefit of this round.
Yeah.
It's the, the Ajar round is to go maybe just do one game 7, one game Fox and see how you feel
And
about
just pick
it.
one. I'm interested to see Kane on the broadcast doing actual live commentary stuff.
It will be interesting.
That's not his style. So I want to see how he adapts to that.
No, I'm trying to think if he's
I
done...
don't think he has done a call.
He's probably done special comments for radio.
Probably.
He must have.
He would have. In Adelaide somewhere, I guess. Yeah. So I'm just going to see how he goes on 7.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, if you were looking to tune into something on Channel 7, the footy wasn't going to be there anymore. And I guess Fox, you don't have it either. So you probably might watch some free to air.
Yeah. Well, why not?
What's on?
Well, I do actually have the TV guide up. They haven't updated it yet.
Oh, yeah.
So they've still got the AFL slot in, so
Yep.
we'll see what they change that to. Geez, that's stressful in itself.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to think of something to put there. On like 7-2, we got like Judge Judy.
Yeah, that's big.
That'd be good. Or Jeopardy repeats. I don't think there'd be like
Jeopardy.
updated episodes.
No, thank you.
There'd be
No, thank you.
Porn Stars.
Yeah, Johnny
Porn-
Sins.
Yeah,
Johnny
well,
Sins, Lana Rhodes, Bevo.
Bevo. POV Bevo.
Pivo. That'd be a broad call if you and your family sitting down and you're going, I don't want to watch MASH. I'm going to chuck on some Porn Stars.
Different show,
Okay,
but I respect it.
fair enough.
Maybe you
All
just
right.
do.
DoorDash. Hey, this is a new segment we've got by DoorDash. We're on the hunt to find the best footy dad story this month.
Yep.
Now, we've all got a dad story. Maybe you have a footy dad story. Do you have something that's funny, a little bit wild? We want to hear it this month and then obviously play them for everyone in the DDF community. So your dad might have been a coach when you were younger and he's done something in a grand final. Maybe he decided to pick you instead of a kid who was definitely better than you. Has he been a goal umpire for your under 12s game and giving you guys a goal and really wasn't a goal? Something like that. Has he had a run-in with a player that he talks about or you've seen as just the worst experience? Whatever it is, we want to hear it this month.
Totally.
With DoorDash. So I think we'll kick things off this week, today, with our own stories.
Yep.
Now, the first one, I'll go. I'm sure you can think of one. The one that
Theatre dad, but yep.
the one that I think mine's very well documented and we've spoken about before is the courage game.
Sure.
Courage game where, for some reason, Dad thought that you're not born with courage, you get it trained into you. So instead of doing your normal back-to-back, kicking in the yard with each other and trying to just lace them out nicely and get the ball spinning correctly,
Sure.
maybe do a few snaps,
Yep.
get some confidence there. This was a game where Dad would just stand 30 metres apart from me, boot the ball 45 metres in the air on my head, and then just start sprinting at me and yell, and sometimes before the ball would actually hit my arms, either clip you, to obviously build the courage,
Sure.
or he'd miss you. But you just have to stand there and cop it.
Did it work, do you think?
Well, no, obviously not. I was so scared of the ball growing up. I had PTSD.
And your dad?
In the league, I had so much PTSD, like under a ball. I was like, Dad's going to come on the field here and take me out. So that's my dad's story for you guys to listen to and relate to.
I've got a different vibe from my dad, who was essentially just Mr. G. So he was my drama and ballet teacher, but that's cool. Well, actually, I do remember one year he put his hand up to be my cricket coach because for some reason I think that no one could, and it just worked out well because I wanted to play cricket that year, and then he could take me home.
That worked.
But he knows shit all about cricket, and it was so poorly executed. He's got spinners, opening the batting.
Got no idea.
Like, it was just awful. But footy-wise, I do remember this. We went to a Saints Hawthorn game at the Lonnie Ground, York Park it was, and we had such prime seats that we just kept getting on the coverage. And Dad was had the old Motorola.
Oh, he saw it.
People are going, you're on. And he, given his theatre background as well, he's like, don't, when the camera's there, don't look at it.
Yeah.
Like,
act dumb.
Emote and, but don't be like, hey, with the camera. So we're doing all that. We had a great day, but we were right behind the benches. And when the final siren went, his 12-year-old son did nothing but sort of get up and sing the Saints song and clap.
12.
Yeah. Did a little pirouette.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was jetting across the grandstand. And my dad, out of nowhere, it's so unlike him, he went, oh my God, Nick Revolt's just put his Gatorade
Oh, no, he's flicked the
cup
switch.
down. And he has out of nowhere flicked a total switch, climbed the fence and grabbed the Gatorade cup and took it. And I'm just watching it going, this is so unlike my dad. But it wasn't, he didn't want a photo, didn't want anything signed. He just knew that it was Rui's cup, and he kept it. So we then had to drive 2.5 hours from Launceston back to Hobart with the cup in the cup holder.
So is there water in it?
There, no, I think he's.
Okay, but he's seen him drink out of the cup.
Yeah, and then Rui just sort of
Put it down as you
put
would.
it down, like threw it away, and he went, "I'm having that," and he's still got it to this day, like a total freak.
So it's in the house somewhere?
Yeah, somewhere there.
Wow, that is a bit
like
freaky.
2004.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty good. That's be,
So,
that'd be,
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be tough to beat. I mean, the other one I thought of quickly was when we were playing footy. One of the dads was the timekeeper for the game.
Okay.
Would have been a final. And coming up against a team who was like way better than us, but it was a close game for 3 quarters.
Yep.
Quarters went for 20 minutes. So 20 minutes, 20 minutes, 20 minutes,
Sure.
Goes in the last quarter. 5 minutes around that to go. We're down by 5 points. We kick a goal.
Okay.
Up by 1 point. Back to the centre bounce. Game plays for another 10 seconds. We're at 15 minutes 10 here.
Yeah.
And you hear, my mate's dad, who has obviously an invested interest in this game, because his son's playing and his team's up by 1 point, goes, yeah, siren's done. Everyone's like, oh, that feels like a little bit shorter than the rest of the quarters.
I've got a bit left in the legs.
Yeah, family, other dads, other mums and dads coming over saying, no, like this guy's just pressed the siren, and a full match-fixing scandal happened in underage football.
At what age do you reckon, roughly?
Probably would have been under 13s,
Brilliant.
maybe younger.
Brilliant.
Yeah, just total match fixing. Off went to the grand final, got done by 10 goals, but at least we made it the big dance.
Yeah, you got to get them there somehow.
So they're the ones. So everyone can relate to them. So can DoorDash.
Yes,
as well.
absolutely.
So that's why we want to hear them. And they're trying to make things easier for the dads. Friday night footy, stressful time for dads.
Absolutely.
It's, you got the kids in, you're trying to get dinner ready, the footy's on. That's why DoorDash has you sorted and supported and covered for your Friday night footy feeds. Head to the DoorDash app for your Friday night footy. Okay, here we go. We did have 4 games, now we got 2. 2 to get through to kick things off. Opening round, Ajar round is going to be lit on Friday, and then wait a day and then watch some more on Sunday. Let's go. We are here. We waited so long for this Ajar round. 6 months of just watching cricket. The NRL kicked off. Probably nothing else really between Feb to late Feb. But here we are. 2 rounds of football to get you up and about. Friday night in Sydney, going to be pissing down rain, pissing around sideways. Redemption season starts for Sydney. Dean Cox, first game in the Ferrari, which we call them because they just drive themselves. Nice shiny vehicle, got all the features. You got a Heaney, you got a Papley, you got a Grundy, you got all the stars that you need to drive that thing. Against the most exciting team in the comp last year, we saw the Hollywood Hawks, who put the league on notice.
Yep.
Sydney, 1.5 point favourites. As I said, going to be pissing down in Sydney. Won't be a great spectacle from what we've seen from Jane Bunn and the other reporters reporting on the weather up there. So, only time they'll play each other this year. Interesting. Got to make a statement in these games.
That is interesting.
You got to leave. You got to leave a scar on the other team.
Yeah.
So when you see them in the finals, which you think these teams will be there,
I think that's fair.
I mean, we've seen shit all really. It's opening round. We won't see shit really in this round either. But we think they might see each other in September. You got to leave an impression. Big Cox, big debut.
I'm excited.
So am I. I'm excited to see what tactics he's got. Do we know what Tom McCartan's going forward?
Yeah,
Does
that's
Adams
interesting.
play?
Yeah.
We know that Adams set the tone hard in the preseason game. I don't know if you saw this. Centre bounce, first quarter. Centre bounce. Ball gets kicked towards Sydney goals. Mac Andrews under it, just waiting.
Yeah.
Adams is in screen. Comes from nowhere and just cannonballs Mac Andrew. Puts him into next week. So his intent, does he play? But I'm keen to see what he brings.
Do you think if you're him, if you had to pretend to be him, would you change much? Because you would argue with the amount of grand final appearances, the only thing that you could change potentially is slight change of mentality and culture. Like it's clear that their game plan works.
Yeah. I mean, he's already helped set that up with Horse. So he would know what works, what doesn't. I think he might change a few things that he believes in more than Horse did. But I don't know. I don't think he would. I mean, the big risk for Coxie is here because they're so good. If he's not coaching a winning team, everyone's going to be like, oh, this guy's not as good as Horse.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure here with this game. But I'm keen to see him take the reins here. Now, we talk about culture and how it's already set and good. Will Hayward's out here fighting. He called the Hawks boys wearing a bunch of poos and wees.
Yeah, poos and wees.
That's their fighting words. If someone calls you a guy that runs around in poos and wee, you go, no, we're going to cop that. Sam Mitchell would not accept that.
No.
Not at all.
And he's been hearing that for years.
Yeah, he has. And the Hawks, I mean, they were supposed to be in a rebuild last year, and then they just had that run where they became so good in the back half of the year. They completely skipped the rebuild and said, you know what, we're just good being good. We're just good to be good right now.
Yeah.
You know what? 6-week rebuild.
Might have
Here
been
we go,
empty.
we're good. So I guess we're going to find out, are they still going to be good, or was that just a purple patch of games that they were decent for? Or is this a group of guys that enjoy shitting on teams and taking selfies?
Yeah.
Like, is that what's in their DNA now?
Yeah.
In their poo and wee DNA? Do they just like, shitting on you, selfie, off we go?
Rinse and repeat.
We'll find out. We know their season ended with heartbreak last year in Adelaide Oval. Can the boys waving them off?
Yeah.
Does that linger? Is that something that's driven them through the off-season? We'll see. Nick Watson, huge tap watch.
We're looking at him here. What's he got?
Don't know. Koala. Now, he was clean skin last year. The arms were clean. We've got a koala. We've got some Japanese writing, a martini glass, an anchor, and something else that I can't make
That's a huge
out.
off-season.
I saw that the other day. I was like, whoa, this guy is now a tack guy.
Yeah.
So big off-season for him. I'll be at this game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be at the game.
You didn't tell me you're in Sydney. What are you
Just
doing?
doing a bit of stuff with Gatorade.
Hey,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah. So excited to be up there with Sweet Caroline. Sweet Caroline. Bop, bop. You know that song? They play at the SCG flat out.
Do I know the song?
Theatre guy.
Theatre guy and soccer
They
guy.
busted around the SCG. Gets everyone about.
Yeah, right. When do they do that? Like a Never Tear Us Apart style or a bit
No,
earlier?
I think it's pretty consistent. I think it's like every quarter they play it.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. I mean, a Sweet Caroline to start the game would be a bit weird.
Well, it works in England. They
They've got,
love
what,
it.
with their scarves above their head?
Yeah.
Sweet, really? Oh, arm in arm.
The but, if you can get the stadium doing it.
And then end on but.
But,
Ba.
that'd be all right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll be there. I can't wait to see this. Tips.
Yeah.
Who are we thinking?
Well, I'd like to know from your perspective as well. You got a little bit of heat, but I liked it. A couple of weeks ago, was it the first episode, second episode? Not that you're off the Hawks,
No.
but you do think maybe, is this thing too good to be true?
Yeah,
this early.
Yeah, I'm still very much on the Hawks. I'm all about being on the bandwagon. We made Hawkwart shirts. Like, we
That's-
wouldn't do that if we weren't invested. That costs money. Like,
that's
we're not
physical
spending
investment.
business money on those investments we don't believe. So I very much believe, and I love what they're doing. I enjoy watching them. I just think that, and we'll find out soon, it was just a purple patch of games where they just
Okay.
went crazy. Their forward line, there's still areas of the ground which I don't fully trust yet.
Okay.
So the forward line, I'm not sure. Chol,
Yeah.
is Chol going to hold you like your forward line again? Dylan
Yeah.
Moore's an absolute stud. We know that the Rat Pack, Guinea and Watson are going to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
We know that on their terms.
Yeah.
So everyone's prepped for them. Barras and Battle, I think that'll take time to gel down there. Like, you don't just start playing together and it will just work straight away. That never really happens. So I've got queries and concerns on them
I
straight
think
off
that's
the bat.
fair.
Yeah. Why, you don't?
No. I think that's incredibly fair. I think we've seen it a bunch of times that like it could be a bit like I think that they're still going to be clearly on the right path, but to pick up where they left off is essentially they're going to end top 4.
Yeah.
And I don't know about that. So
No.
I think opening game against Sydney in Sydney it'll be tough. So I'm thinking the Swans.
Yeah. I'm going to go Sydney in the rain. I think it'll be close given the rain's going to be there.
Yeah.
But I think Sydney will be too good. They're just too experienced and hardened.
Absolutely.
Especially up there. They don't lose opening round up there.
No.
Not with Big Cox's debut.
No.
I've got a fresh Cox. You're not going to lose
No,
with
exactly.
your fresh Cock out. And the last game to finish opening round.
Jesus selfishly, yeah, I get it. The players, the fans, all, but selfishly, they've mucked our schedule round.
Oh, our schedule's
hasn't it,
right
Alfred?
off. This was supposed to be a long, just an exciting preview of the round of
To give
football. We've got
people
2
an
games.
extra day.
Pies travelled to that absolute shithole in Sydney to take on the Giants. Wow, this is actually a big game.
Yeah.
It is a very big. I think it's gonna be wet again, but it's just wet. I feel like it's just wet everywhere. There's just wind and wetness everywhere. Everything I've seen from the Giants so far this preseason confuses the hell out of me. I have no idea what this team is anymore. I kind of knew last year what they were, but coming off 2 10-goal losses in the preseason, which everyone goes, it's just preseason. That's all we've got to go off.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know what they are. I know that I think they've got one pace that they play at, and it's 100 miles an hour.
Yep.
And then if it gets turned over, then all sorts. I don't think they can play a slow, kick and catch, methodical game. I think Kingsley just says, guys, get in the car and go flat out.
Yeah. No breaks here.
No breaks. And I think it's actually hurting him.
Yeah.
So that concerns me. Also, Jake Stringer's on a hammy
Yeah.
in the VFL.
Add him to the list.
Yeah, had a headache for a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's done a hammy. So I don't know if the two are related, like a neural hammy.
Yeah, it could be a hammock.
Head to hammy. So I swear he was in like career best condition 2 weeks ago. And now his body's just falling
It's
apart.
a fast-paced industry, Dan.
That package, it was an actual package. Now it's a bit squished.
Yeah.
Essendon fans are punching the air going, fucking knew it.
Yeah, come on.
Knew it. How good's this? They kicked 42 goals last year.
That's still pretty... You know
So I guess, again, 2 weeks ago I was saying, how good's this forward line going to be?
That's true.
Now he's got a headache and a hamstring. It's the worst combo. And the Pies, the feeling is slightly... We don't want to talk about it because of the Pies. We hate their guts. But it's slowly turning on what they've got here. Now we're at the season. It's like, okay, this team is stacked. Like, this is a kind of all-in approach to what they're doing here. Got rid of all their draft picks, got in Houston, got in Perryman, got in Membry. Like, they clearly are just going to go, we're going to win a flag this year or we fail.
Mm-hmm.
That's scary for the league.
I'm trying to catch up with their injuries. Who are the big ones that won't be...
Is Big Mason playing?
Well, we don't have team news yet.
True. Well, they're all in on... It's a genuine flag or nothing for them this year. Like, they've gone all out. They've said, don't worry about the future. Let's win right now.
Can't be bothered.
So, but just last year, they went away massively from what they were in 2023.
Yeah.
Good team, 2023, and then last year was just a bunch of individuals running around, just Nick Dacos being great, and then a bunch of guys. So hopefully they can get back to that. Remember they were scary in their premiership year? Up by 4 or 5 goals in the last quarter, and you'd be like, okay, they're going to win now.
Yeah.
Like that team mentality. They didn't have that last year.
No, they
weren't
didn't.
scary.
No.
I mean, they're scary in different areas of like their supporters and
Yeah,
stuff.
sure. Yeah, in
and
the
trying
stands.
to get in and out of the MCG as a Carlton fan.
Well, I just think that their off-season moves have just been perfect.
It's crazy.
Like, I cannot fault it whatsoever. And I'm on massive Tim Membry watch. Of course I am, as a St Kilda fan. But if he can, like, even if he plays every second game, third game, whatever it might be, like, because he starts to get a little bit injury prone here and there.
What do they expect from him? You've had him at your club. Like, what's he going to give? What would he give on just a good game?
A good game, I mean, he can take 2 defenders away, for sure. He like, when King wasn't playing and Membry was, even if he wasn't taking that mark, you knew that Higgins and Butler were licking their lips, hanging around him. So a Bobby Hill, for example, will be right on his tail. It's perfect. It's a no risk kind of thing, and he's always been so consistent for 2 a game if he's playing.
And they got him for nothing.
Nothing.
And that whole forward line is a problem everywhere.
Yep.
Membry, Myercheck.
So he's another one. He'd be pretty good for 2 a game, you'd say.
Myercheck?
Yep, I would say. Hill, absolutely.
He was giving him off.
Yeah.
Like, Bo McCreary is in and out of games, but when he's in them, he's like scary at what he does, just running around and hitting packs and hitting bodies. So I just don't have enough belief in the Giants at the moment. Everyone's got them for top 4, going to just be a wagon again this year. Some concerns there about what they're doing. I just think they're just they're in all sorts. Yeah.
So out of 10, how much, I think, out of 10 is the easiest way to do this. How much were you reading into their preseason out of 10?
I'm reading right into it.
So you're at like a 9.
That's all I know to go off. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can't tell me in preseason games they're not trying.
No, they're clearly trying.
Like, you're clearly prepping for the games. Kingsley's not going, you know what? If things start going bad, just stop trying. It's just going to... We've got the excuse out there.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that we don't really care about this. Just park the bus and just be bad. Like, the teams aren't doing that.
No.
So that's all I've seen so far. And there's like 2 10-goal losses in a row. Against good teams, but they're teams that are around you or should be around you this year.
That's true.
But you're getting spanked. You got spanked by Lewis Young and a bunch of small forwards for 3 quarters. But that's concerning. The Hogan thing up there, I think Hogan's still now, obviously, up back of a Coleman, is going to carry that forward line. Like, you're going to need Toby Green. Jake Stringer's got a headache every second week. Like, there's things here that it looks good on paper. It looks great. The package is awesome when he comes in. Toby Green's awesome, but a lot is on Hogan. And it comes flying out of that forward line and then goes flying back in or back over their heads. There's just so much mayhem going on.
Yeah.
I don't know what style they're playing, except for let's just get it and fucking go.
And would you imagine if it is wet, which we're thinking, you'd imagine Collingwood will suit that?
Yeah. I just think I think Fly's going to get the Collingwood Magpies back to playing that premiership football.
Yeah.
Just the vibe coming out of that joint. I think they'll be good this year.
Yep, I don't mind that. They're going to a pretty non-intimidating away fixture. Like, it's looking like the Pies.
It's going to be like, honestly, being, open training, right? Captain's run the day before a game. That shithole. Because you can't see the crowd even if you're from the field. It's that far back. There's 0 beers there, which probably means 0 atmosphere. It's going to be pissing down. And there's no bars around there.
No, we know that.
At all. So give me Collingwood by, I don't even say by, but this will be 5 goals.
Wow, okay.
I think Collingwood are going to really just put the league on notice here.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to, look, just for the fun of it, I'm going to back the Giants. I think that maybe they didn't want to show all of their cards in preseason, and I'm going to back them. And if they do go hell for leather, I don't know necessarily if Collingwood can keep up with that.
Okay. Well, here in Kingsley, he's just off his head at the moment.
In what?
Just losing plot. Just going nuts at everyone.
Really?
Yeah, like very angry at the moment.
Right.
Angry at him.
He's
So-
the last person.
He'd be so scared if he was
Like,
angry.
yeah.
Big muscles too. Can bench press. I think he bench presses like 165 for 4. Yeah, like so big.
Shit. Yeah, okay.
So that's on. We'd love to give you more footy and more previews, but that is all we've got. Thanks to Alfred.
That's it.
Alfred decides how much football gets played this week.
Yeah.
So you've got 2 games there. Enjoy it. Soak it in. Really just sit down on the couch and absorb those 2 hours of each game.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot coming next week, which is going to be
True.
great.
That's true.
Which is really good.
Just on that, on our tips as well, good opportunity to say I have finally figured out how to set up a tipping competition.
That's good.
So we've got an official DDF tipping comp.
Yeah.
So I assume we'll post that.
Put it on story.
We'll do a couple stories.
Yep.
Join that for the ultimate prize.
Yeah. Which is just a massive trophy.
We haven't.
We haven't got a prize yet.
Locked
Just
in.
pride.
Yeah.
And a stupidly big trophy as well.
Nothing's bigger and more important than playing for respect.
No. Are we doing the car thing?
I mean, if you're
Electric
up
saying
for it,
yes.
should we announce it just to beef this episode up a bit?
Such a stupid investment for the business to do, but okay, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So how do we want to do this?
We'll just talk about it. So this year, we as a group have decided to give the best mark in the AFL.
Mm-hmm.
The best mark will get a car,
Yep.
as they used to back in the day. I'm pretty sure. I think they get money now and
Yep.
like 50,000 Virgin points.
Yeah.
We don't know, well, we could also do that, I guess, but it'd be my points transfer. Anyway, it's too hard. We're going to give them a car. Now, it'll be a DDF car.
Yep.
So we're thinking like something that costs $1,000 to
Yep.
maybe top end $3,000. You're not a shit box, but can get you from A to B.
Yeah.
Brad and DDF. Mark the year winner gets that.
Yep. We're thinking it's going to be a bit of a chain. Like, Bobby Hill's a chance of winning it. Bobby, I don't think we have to worry about cabbage-wise.
No.
He's going to be saying no to the car.
Yeah, no, yeah.
So who's second?
He doesn't want a Hyundai Excel.
No.
That's got DDF branding all
DDF
over it.
everywhere.
So the prize probably will get pushed around,
Yeah.
between in between hands and dealt like that. That's fine, but with the car is on the line
Yep.
for the Mark of the Year winner.
I just love the idea of, say, Bobby Hill saying no, thank you, but no. And then the next person saying no, and it gets to the point where it's just an uncontested mark on the wing.
Yeah, and someone
I think
takes
that was
it.
the best one.
Exactly. So there you are. That's exciting to watch. Mark of the Year, guys. I know
Yeah.
everyone's keen to their football. Keep an eye out for that this year.
It's huge.
It's big for us. Big for the company.
It's huge for the company.
You see Bobby Hill driving around in a DDF car to Collingwood training. This guy's got style one, and he must have taken a really good mark.
Is there a chance we could find the car early, and before we wrap it up in all the stuff, I can use it for the year?
You can drive the car throughout the year if you want.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be right up for that, just to
Keep it going.
keep the K's ticking over.
I mean, you do know the car will be pretty average. I mean, it's a great. It's more. You're pretty much driving in a water round with 4 wheels.
exactly right. Who doesn't literally? Who
Be a
doesn't
lot
wanna-
of sponsors on it.
Yeah, it's gonna be sponsor central.
Yeah. Okay, I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get a car.
Yeah.
This weekend, we'll get a car by the time we get back in your ears on Monday. Yeah. No, I should be back Friday. We'll have the car sorted.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, we're back. That time of the week. We did it last year where your stomach grumbles. You go, what's that? Oh, time for a feed. Sports bets, feed. Now you can head to Sports Bet, jump on the feed. You and I are both there. I'm doing the footy stuff this year. You're doing a bit of EPL, a bit of different things that come across your
You're
table.
there and everywhere, Daniel.
You are. So to kick us off, we're going Friday night football, given we're limited to games. Friday night multi, the DDF multi. Warple to have 20 or more. Rowbottom to have 20 or more. Adams to have 20 or more. Massimo D'Ambrosio, 20 or more. Colin Nash, 15 or more. Papley and more anytime goal scorer. So we've picked the dogs, the real in and under wet weather specialists here, given we think it's to be wet. So that's all on Sports Bet's feed. Head there right now. Very easy to copy and jump on a bet. Follow me now. So enjoy. Hey, Brisbane, everyone in Brisbane, stay safe.
Yes.
Stay safe. Look after each other. Sandbag each other.
Yep.
Make sure you get out of harm's way.
And far North Queensland in particular as well, not just Brisbane.
Yeah, we know
It's-
I'm not trying to be an idiot now or fuckwit. It's really, honestly, take care. Listen to advice from governments. Do the right thing. Don't try and, stay at home if it's not safe. Honestly, look after yourself. And to everyone else who isn't in that area, we're thinking of you.
Yep.
Enjoy your weekends.
Yes.
Enjoy your football. I know you're all a bit angry. It's the weather. We can't help Alfred. So
No.
just take a weekend just to get your footy fix in, the 2 games,
Yep.
Ajar round. And then next week we come back and we launch into real round 1. Like me for the Bont, just through a wall, doing 2 calves.
I'm pumped. You're
We're
in Sydney. I'm in Adelaide.
Yeah, all happening.
Oh.
We'll see you soon. We love you.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.